Welcome to another edition of Math for No Reason. In this edition, we will prove this interesting inequality. That is, if you have n real numbers x1, x2, xn, then x1 square plus x2 square plus xn square whole cube is greater than equal to x1 cube plus x2 cube, etc. up to xn cube whole square. Now, to prove this, we will make use of a result which is rather deep, is known as the isoperimetric inequality. In the isoperimetric inequality, for 3 dimensions, we have the following result. So, let V be the volume of a region and S is the surface area, then S cube must be greater than or equal to 36 pi times V square, and this equality holds only for the sphere, and that it holds for the sphere is easy to see. For a sphere of radius r, S is equal to 4 pi r square and its volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So S cube becomes 64 pi cube r to the power 6 and 36 pi V square. After we substitute the correct quantities, we again get 64 pi cube into r to the power 6. So the equality holds for the sphere, and for any other region, S cube is greater than or equal to 36 pi V square. We will use this result for this purpose. So how do you proceed? In the first case, let us assume that x1, x2, xn are all positive real numbers. Now consider having n spheres, the first one of which has radius x1, the second has radius x2, and the nth one has radius xn. So for sphere 1, our area, the surface area is 4 pi x1 square and the volume is 4 by 3 pi x1 cube. For the second sphere, our surface area is 4 pi x2 square and the volume is 4 by 3 pi x2 and so on up to the sphere n, and for the sphere n, the surface area is 4 pi xn square and the volume is 4 by 3 pi xn. Now we know that for each of these spheres, we have that S cube is greater than or equal to 36 pi V. So this is true for each of these spheres. Now let us think of having a body in which all of these n spheres are glued together. That body would have a total surface area as 4 pi x1 square plus x2 square up to xn square, and the total volume of that body would be 4 by 3 pi x1 cube plus x2 cube plus xn. Now let us invoke the isoperimetric inequality on this glued body. So this is the total surface area and total volume of the glued body, and this glued body is not a sphere in general. So by the isoperimetric inequality, we have 4 pi whole cube into x1 square plus x2 square plus xn square whole cube is greater than or equal to 36 pi, then 4 by 3 pi whole square into x1 cube plus x2 cube plus xn cube. So you have 64 pi cube into x1 square plus x2 square plus xn square whole cube, that is greater than or equal to 36 pi into 16 pi square by 9 x1 cube plus x2 cube, etc. to xn cube. Now this is nothing but 64 pi cube into x1 cube plus x2 cube plus xn cube. Cancelling 64 pi cube on both sides, we get the required inequality, which is x1 square plus x2 square plus xn square whole cube is greater than or equal to x1 cube plus x2 cube plus xn cube. So for positive real numbers x1, x2, xn, we have been able to use the isoperimetric inequality to prove this algebraic inequality. Now What happens if we do not have x1, x2, xn as all real? We can write this as x1 square plus x2 square plus xn square whole cube, and we can write this as mod x1 whole cube plus mod x2 whole cube plus mod xn whole cube whole square. Mod of x1, mod of x2, mod of xn are all positive numbers, so we will have this. Okay, so we will have this for all real numbers. So since whenever xi is negative, xi cube is less than mod of xi cube, we can conclude that mod x1 cube plus mod x cube plus mod xn cube whole square is greater than equal to x1 cube plus x2 cube plus xn cube whole square. And therefore, we can get the final result. Any n real numbers x1, x2, xn, we would have x1 square plus x2 square plus xn square whole cube is greater than equal to x1 cube plus x2 cube plus xn cube whole square. This is a good point to stop. Thank you.